What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Titans Time Podcast, your Tennessee Titans podcast for the Pigskin Podcast Network. I'm your host, Tyler Staggs, and got a fun show for you today. The Titans schedule, just like all the rest of the NFL's schedules, has been released this past week. And, there was so much anticipation leading up to the schedules. We knew who the opponents were going to be, but where were they going to fall? Was it how many primetime games would the Titans have? Would they be playing on Christmas since it's on Sunday this year? There were some rumors out there, ended up not being true for that, but still really looking forward to going over this schedule with all of y'all. But to start out the show, one thing we have to do, as always, is tell you how you can support the show. And the first thing you can do is go check out the merch. All you have to do is go to titans-time.myshopify.com/collections/all. And the link for that will be in the description of both the audio version of the podcast and the YouTube video. So it's real easy. Just go to the description, click on the link. It'll take you right to everything. Make it easy. Now, as far as the YouTube video, not sure when that'll be up. Hopefully, can have it up tomorrow, but we will see. Now, if you're listening to the audio version, I want you to make sure whether it's on Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcast, that you're following the podcast. That really helps me out so much. Make sure you're following, leave that 5-star rating, leave comments, questions. I love seeing all the interaction. Now, when the YouTube video does go up, make sure when you go check it out, that subscribe button, if it's red, click it. Turn it gray, turn on the post notifications so you never miss when I upload a video, when I go live. Usually, I do go live. And if you end up watching this on YouTube and you see, hey, the setup's different, what's going on? I'm down on vacation right now, but I'm still putting in the work for y'all because I love putting this content out there. So, and that's one reason why I'm not going live, because this Wi-Fi really isn't that good. So don't think a live show would hold up. But when you're watching on YouTube, make sure to leave a like on the video. That helps me out a lot. Share the video out with your family, friends, other football fans. If you are a fan of one of the teams the Titans play this year, leave a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are for that game heading into it. And everyone else, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the Titans' schedule, their primetime games, all of that. And also, go check me out on social media. Twitter is at Titans_time, Instagram, Titans Time Podcast, and Facebook, Titans Time. Now, let's start getting into this schedule. I'm going to hit the small screen. I'll have the schedule up on the screen for you if you're watching on YouTube. And, the Titans do end up with 4 primetime games this year. They have, I believe it's 2 Thursday night games, a Monday night football game, and Sunday night football. So Titans were the number 1 seed last year, first in the AFC South. And that means that they get everyone else that won their division. Titans also play the NFC East this year along with the AFC West. So, that AFC West, they've got pieces added all around. There's been a lot of shaking up. A lot of AFC teams have gotten even stronger heading into this next year. So it's going to be interesting to see, what all happens. But to start out, we do have the Titans traveling to Baltimore for their first preseason game. Then Tampa Bay comes up to Tennessee, and it looks like Arizona is going to be coming back to Nissan Stadium for a preseason game. Look, hopefully it's not a repeat of what happened last year for the home opener for the regular season. But hey, at least it's a preseason game this time. So, don't really have to worry about that too much. Now, the Titans do open up their season, the regular season, at home against the New York Giants. And I'm going to tell you, a lot of people looking at that might be like, hey, easy win. But first game of the season, a lot of crazy things can happen. I'm not ruling anything out. I'm just excited that we get to start the regular season at home in Nissan Stadium. I'm ready for football to be back. And hey, I couldn't wait until week 3 to be able to go to Nissan Stadium. I was hoping for a home game week 1 because before the schedule was released, we knew that the Titans in week 2 were going to be traveling up to Buffalo for Monday Night Football. And last 2 years, the Titans have played Buffalo in really a primetime game. We had Monday Night Football in Nissan Stadium last year. The year before that was the time that it got pushed to Tuesday night. And now the Titans have to travel up to Buffalo for Monday Night Football. And after the last 2 years, Buffalo is going to be looking for revenge and they want to get a win over the Titans in week 2. But hopefully, Titans can go up there and show again how they can take down these top powerhouse teams in the AFC. But that means that Buffalo, they did get better. They've added Von Miller to their defense. So, going to be something to watch with the Titans. We know they had offensive line trouble last year. They added some pieces to their offensive line through the offseason and the draft. Have to see how that works out for them. Then we will have the Raiders in week 3. This game was the one that was rumored to be on Christmas Day. And that's exactly what it was. It was a rumor. Everyone was getting excited. Christmas Day game in Nissan Stadium. But no, turns out week 3, Raiders come to town. I know Will Compton's probably going to be, ripping the Raiders for that game. Will, I know you're probably not watching this, but you're going to have to come back over to the two-tone blue for this game. I mean, come on now. Don't do that to us. And then week 4 is the first time that the Titans play the Colts. They have to go up to Indy, and we know how it goes when they play the Colts. That's always a tough game, usually a nail biter. And I don't know. I know the Titans swept the Colts last year. I done a lot of talking about that, a lot of shit talking to Colts fans about that. Like, hey, swept y'all this year. Y'all got no room to talk. I do think that the Titans will end up splitting with the Colts this year, 1-1. But that's a discussion for later on. We're just kind of diving into this, and I will kind of tell you what I think the harder stretch is going to be in this Titans schedule. After they go up to Indy, they end up traveling to Washington, they travel to the Washington Commanders, and that's their second NFC East team that they play, and that game, we get to see a familiar face, Carson Wentz. Let's hope that Carson Wentz and throw some more picks to Kevin Byard, make some stupid plays to give the Titans the win. I mean, and who knows? Maybe Carson Wentz won't even be the starting quarterback. We'll just have to see. Now, the thing that I don't like about the Titans' schedule is the fact of in week 6 they have their bye week. So an earlier bye week this year. We saw last year how with the injuries that were piling up, everything else, it was nice to have that later bye week to try and let everyone get healthy before, the last couple of weeks before the playoffs. Obviously, didn't work out in the playoffs, but it's always better to kind of have that later bye week because players hard season, able to get that rest later in the year, reset their bodies. But when you have an earlier bye week, then yeah, you can reset your body, but then it's a long stretch until the playoffs. But coming right out of the bye, we have the Colts again coming down to Nissan Stadium. And, if I had to guess, I think the Titans will lose to the Colts in Indy, and beat the Colts in Nissan Stadium. Uh, I'm just hoping they beat the Colts at least once this year. I think they will. Colts have made some changes to their team this year, added Matt Ryan, added some pieces in the draft, some more receivers, and we'll see. You know, supposedly Julio Jones wants to go up to Indy and play with Matt Ryan. Just that's one of the teams that he's interested in. After Indy, we get our first matchup with Houston at Houston. So this is big because this means that the Titans do not end their regular season in Houston like they have over the last couple of years. I'm happy about that. Hey, change it up a little bit. Don't make them constantly play in Houston for their last week of their season. And then after we play Houston, we match up with Kansas City in Kansas City on Sunday Night Football. So this is the Titans' second primetime game. I believe that they're going to be facing the Chiefs when the Chiefs are coming off of a bye week. Chiefs no longer have Tyreek Hill, but still have Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce. And I mean, when you have those two guys and some of the other weapons that the Chiefs have, that's going to be a tough matchup. After the Chiefs, the Titans get to host Denver in week 10. Now, Denver added Russell Wilson this offseason, and they will also be coming off of a bye week when they come to Tennessee to take on the Titans. So, that's going to be a tough game there, I feel like, going Kansas City Sunday Night Football, then against Denver, and then turn around for a short week and have to travel up to Green Bay to take on the Packers. This stretch right here is where the Titans' schedule really kind of, in my opinion, gets tough. And at least they're catching Green Bay at a time where maybe it won't be too bad. Maybe the weather won't be too bad. Maybe no snow, anything like that. Because we know how those snowy games go for the Titans. And right now seems like a good time. We've gotten through week 11. Still have a couple more games to go break down here, but let's go ahead and get into the best bet segment presented by DraftKings. And DraftKings always has amazing offers. The NBA playoffs are going on right now, and the playoff action is nonstop at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. This week, new customers can bet just $5 on any team to win and get $150 in free bets if they do win. Looking to turn a smaller bet into a bigger payday in the NBA playoffs? Well, with DraftKings same game parlays, you can do just that. Create your own parlay. I know that's something that I like to do. I like to add several legs, get that payday to where it looks a little bit bigger, and just say, hey, I think this team will win, this many total threes made, this many total rebounds, and more. And then, boom, you have a shot at a much bigger payout. I like that. I can bet a little bit less money with a little risk, big reward with the parlays if they hit. And right now, all customers can place a same game parlay with 3 or more legs and get a free bet back up to $25 if one leg doesn't hit. It's simple. Just download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. Use promo code TPPN. Bet $5 on any NBA team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if they do. That's promo code TPPN only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. Definitely go down to the description and see the show notes for more details. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, crisis counseling and referral services can be accessed by calling 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-NEXT-STEP, 1-800-522-4700, 888-789-7777, or visit http://ccpg.org/chat, 1-800-BETS-OFF, 1-877-770-STOP, 877-8 467-369 or text 467-369. Visit opgr.org. Call or text the TN Red Line 1-800-889-9789 or 1-888-532-3500. Must be 21 years older. Minimum $5 deposit required. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. Now, diving back into this schedule some more, the game that I know all Titans fans are ready to see, the rematch from the divisional round of the playoffs. And, obviously, this is getting. Actually, now that I think about it, I didn't even give y'all my best bet. Um, I know that the Titans and Giants opened the first game of the regular season opened at as the Titans being 6.5 point favorites. So more than likely that line will drop. So, the Titans will probably drop to like 4 or 5 point favorites. We'll go look now and see, looking at my DraftKings Sportsbook app and seeing if that has changed any already. And it looks like the Titans are still 6.5 point favorites. Opening day, Nissan Stadium, might want to jump on the Giants covering the spread there. Just say it may not be bad if you can grab them at plus 6.5. You could double your money right now if you go ahead and put that in, and then they cover in week 1 against the Titans. And usually I don't bet against the Titans. I like betting with the Titans, but this is one that you might want to look at and take up. But this is not betting advice, so don't hold me to that. Now we can jump back to the schedule here. And like I said, Cincinnati, that's the game all Titans fans have circled on the calendar. They're ready for that rematch after sacking Joe Burrow 9 times and still losing to the Bengals. We got to have that revenge game. And I know a lot of people say, oh, well, it's not the playoffs. When we're playing on that game, doesn't really matter. It could matter because AFC wins will help the Titans out in seeding for the playoffs. I know the Titans have changed some pieces up on the offense, but the defense is still solid. This is the same defense coming in from last year that got scary, really. And I mean, they sacked Joe Burrow 9 times. Obviously, the Bengals have added some pieces to their offensive line, hoping that doesn't happen anymore. But this Titans defense is still really good. And I'm telling you, racking up AFC wins in the regular season, that will be important when it comes to the Titans seeding in the playoffs. So, and I do think the Titans will make the playoffs. I know a lot of people have them falling off, not making the playoffs this next year, but I still think that they make it. I think that they're still the top team in the AFC South. They will be battling with the Colts for that top spot, but I still think the Titans edge them out. So that Cincinnati game is going to be a fun one back in Nissan Stadium. Titans fans are going to be rowdy for that one for sure. Now, a game that I wish was at Nissan Stadium, but it's going to be in Philly. And I wish this because of everything that has come out after the A.J. Brown trade. And hopefully, A.J. Brown does not have his revenge game. Maybe I'm hoping that he's going to be locked up in the Fulton County Jail that day. But the Titans travel to Philly in week 13 to take on A.J. Brown and the Philadelphia Eagles. And that is another game that all Titans fans have circled to see if this Titans defense can shut down their former teammate and go into Philly and take the win from the Eagles. Just shut them down. Then in week 14, the Titans get their first matchup with Jacksonville for the year. Another AFC South opponent, a game that's going to be important. Um, I mean, the games, obviously, you want to win division games. And Jacksonville, the Titans, there's been a couple times where it's been a little close, and then a couple times where they've reminded Jacksonville, hey, y'all aren't close to us. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there. Trevor Lawrence's second year. Don't have to worry about Urban Meyer anymore. I know Titans fans were hoping he would still be there because just kind of meant a bye week for the Titans when he was there. But he's out. So, going to be interesting to see what the Jaguars actually look like this year. Then the Titans head out to LA again to take on the Chargers. Again, another AFC West team that is really tough. It's kind of reminds me of the NFC West last year. All those teams were tough teams. Yes, I know the Titans got wins against the 49ers, the Seahawks, and I don't know why I'm blanking. They lost to the Cardinals and they beat the Rams. So they went 3-1 against the NFC West last year. Maybe they repeat that against the AFC West this year and go 3-1 against them. But the AFC West is a tough division to have to go against. But maybe they go out to LA and beat the Chargers in their house. Then we had the second matchup with Houston in week 16. Again, division game. Need the win. Heading into week 17, the Titans get their fourth and final primetime game. Out of all four primetime games, only one is in Nissan Stadium. And the Titans are going to be going against the Dallas Cowboys in Nissan Stadium on Thursday Night Football, their second Thursday Night Football game of the season. Going to be, a good game there, I feel like. And to end the season off, the Titans have to travel down to Jacksonville. I know Colts fans are going to be watching this game like, hey, especially if this has playoff implications for the Titans, the Colts fans want to see the Titans go down to Jacksonville and lose in the last week of the season. Kind of what happened to them last year. They want to see that happen to the Titans, but I don't think that happens. I'm just, like I said, I'm glad to not have to end the season in Houston. But yeah, another important division game that the Titans just need to go in, take care of business. Looking at this schedule, like I said, really the tough stretch is from week 9 through week 12, possibly even week 13, where they go Kansas City, Denver, Green Bay on a short week, Cincinnati, and then Philly. That's looking at this schedule. That is honestly the toughest stretch. I know you can look earlier in the season from week 2 through week 4 and say, well, they got to travel up to Buffalo. Then they have the Raiders. Then they have the Colts up in Indy. And that is a tough stretch right there as well to open the season. But when you look, like I said, at the Chiefs, Denver, Green Bay, Bengals, and then Philly, I mean, that's a 5-game stretch that's going to be tough, especially playing Denver and then turn around on that short week and heading up to Green Bay. But I'm excited about the Titans season this next year. Again, excited to be able to go up to Nissan Stadium for the opening of the regular season. Hopefully they take care of business against the Giants. And obviously throughout this offseason, we'll see more of how what pieces they add, what pieces maybe the Giants add, and get a better picture of what that week 1 matchup will look like. But I'm just ready for football to be back. I am. And really, that's all I had for this show was breaking down the schedule, giving my thoughts on where I think the toughest stretch is going to be, the games that I'm looking most forward to. and we'll pull this back up right quick. I'm really looking forward to the Bengals game. I'm looking forward to seeing Denver come to town and taking them on, and Dallas in Nissan Stadium for Thursday night football. The primetime games in Nissan Stadium are just so amazing, and I'm ready to be there for that Dallas game. And like I said, that's pretty much all I have. Again, go check me out on social media. Twitter is Titans underscore time, Instagram Titans Time Podcast, Facebook Titans Time. You can also go check out the merch, titans-time.myshopify.com/collections/all. Again, that link will be in the description. Go check out the audio version on Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcast. Make sure you're following the podcast. Leave that 5-star rating. Leave some comments, questions. Love that interaction. When this YouTube video goes up, if you check it out, make sure hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications so you never miss when I upload a new video, when I go live. Leave a like on the video. Again, I really appreciate that. And I forgot to even tell y'all, I'm trying this year to hit between 800 and 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So I really appreciate everyone who's already subscribed and anyone new that subscribes to the podcast. Share the video out. Let's get more people involved. Leave some comments. I want to know y'all's thoughts on this Titans schedule. What games are y'all most excited for? What do you think the toughest stretch is going to be in this schedule? And yeah, that's pretty much it for this episode. Um, this has been Titans time, and as always, tighten up.